I think the life brief offers such a deep invitation to not just what we do, not just the people in our lives, but to really understanding our deepest values. And I know values are actually a part of the brief, but really getting at the core of the self and then allowing that to be expressed in different aspects of life.
Yes, our values are in that knowing space, right? The life brief is really, how do you bring the spiritual and the material together in alignment? Our spiritual lives are our interiors, our interior truths. And then our material lives are how that is expressed in the decisions and the actions we take every day. And when those two things align, there is a soul-stirring satisfaction that emerges. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean it's easy. Life is still exhausting. It's still full. It's still blah. But I find you can end the day feeling wrung out empty or soul satisfied.
Bonnie, I appreciate that point because you still need to get groceries. This is not romanticizing life into a fantasy without obligation. But it puts those things in perspective, that I provide for my family so that I can have time with them in your life. I'd love to just push a bit because I know a lot of our listeners, spirituality would be understood as understanding who they are, who they're created to be, but there's also a belief system, like a belief in God and a sense of call to the world. Have you worked with clients who might, in a sense, be looking outside of what are those expectations from a faith tradition, or is it who did God make me be? I'm wondering if those come up at all in your work with people.
Well, beliefs come up a lot, and it's the most powerful pivot in the work. When we, in the Get Messy process, identify the beliefs that are holding us back, making us shrink, play small, hide. And everyone has them. I've worked with a lot of C-suite leaders, CEOs, COOs, CFOs. They all have them. It doesn't matter how successful you are. There is a belief holding you back from your own essence and your own truth. We don't talk overtly about, I haven't yet. That's why I was so excited to have this conversation with you, because the life brief is at its essence a spiritual practice. I've never doubted that. But I've given it language that makes it acceptable in a business context. And so in a lot of ways, I see myself as a translator of spiritual wisdom, but framing it in business acumen that people can embrace. People who have rejected it otherwise can step into it and give it a try. And here's what I've discovered after working with so many thousands of people is that at the end of the day, who we are when we peel back the layers of the onion, we are beings who want to connect. We want to belong. We want to serve. So the ultimate selfishness, if you want to call it, I call it self-centeredness, right? Because you're centering in yourself. But when you're tapping into your essence, everyone wants the same things. They want to be seen for who they are. They want to be understood. They want to be valued for the gifts that they have to give. And they want to have opportunities to give those gifts, to serve people, to have an impact.